Hi guys. I hope I'm loud enough. It's really late. This is almost 1 a.m. But I just felt the need to come online and share this. As you can see, my eye bags are more serious than usual to tell you that I had a long day and I'm quite exhausted. But I just felt like I needed to share this. So we should be comfortable failing as many times as necessary, right? Sometimes we give up too easily, and I can't blame anybody for giving up easily in quotes because I don't know the circumstances that surrounds you. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know what you're going through or what you have experienced. So I cannot really say anybody's giving up easily, but you know yourself, you know your experience. So you can be the better judge for yourself. So we should be comfortable failing as many times as necessary. And something that comes with failure or something that encourages not wanting to fail is shame. Okay, some of us are too ashamed of failing 5 times. We don't want to try the same thing 5 times, and we don't want to try different things and not succeed 5 times because of what will people say. We feel ashamed of ourselves. Some people, if they fail something once, they fail it twice, they fail it 3 times, they start to feel like failures. And I don't know where that came from. Probably it's the society, the way people start to treat you when you fail at something once, twice, or 3 times, which is kind of ridiculous because in failure comes growth. That's how I see it. Okay, when you fail at something, and if you're someone that's smart, you're someone that is thinking. If you fail at something, you learn something in that failure. If you fail at something, you take away valuable lesson. If you fail at something, it means that the next time that you try something, either that same thing or another thing, you should have gotten at least 1% better. Okay, everything that you try and fail, you should learn something from that thing that you failed. Okay, especially if it's the first time that you're doing something. So if you try something for the first time, I think it's even okay if you fail at it because you've never done it before. This is the first time that you're doing it, so I even think that it's fine if you fail at it. So it's okay to try new things. I think we should even encourage people to do things that they have never done before. We should encourage people to come out of their comfort zone and try new things. It's okay if you fail at it, especially if you have not done it before, because it's in trying and failing that you learn how to do it better. It's in trying and failing that okay, next time, this is what I did wrong this time. I probably should not do it next time. That's how you learn and that's how you grow. Hi, welcome to the live. I'm doing well. Thanks a lot for stopping by. So that's how you learn, that's how you grow. So it's okay to try different things and fail at them. It is better to even try and fail than for you never to even try at all. It is better for you to, fail at something than for us to say that okay, you never tried at it. Because if you never tried, it means that you even if you never fail, it means that you're not trying anything new. Okay, it means that you're not coming out of your comfort zone. It means that somehow you're staying stagnant. Okay, because growth comes when you do things that you have never done before. Okay, how do you learn how to do things? There is nobody that has learned something new without like failing once. For example, when you learn how to drive, the first time that you get behind the wheel, you probably not drive well. Hi, footage unknown, welcome to the live. Nice to have you here. Where are you joining in from? If you have any comments or contribution or questions, you can just leave it in the comment section. I would be going through the comment section. So yeah, moving on. For example, you're learning how to drive. The first time that you get behind the wheels, because it is strange to you, because it is foreign, you will probably do it wrongly, right? Because you've never done it before. Same thing if you're learning a skill like sewing. If you're learning how to sew, if you're learning how to shave your hair, if you're like whatever it is that you're learning, okay, the first time that you try to do that thing, you most likely fail at it because this is new territory for you. Okay, this is something that you've never done before. All right, so it's okay to try things and fail at them. It just means that you are growing. It means that you are expanding your, you're expanding your limits. Okay. I think that's a good thing. So I don't think it's fair when we shame people as a society, when people try new things and we shame them for it, we shame them for failing. I don't think that's right. I don't think that encourages growth. Okay. Some people may fail repeatedly. It just means that they have not learned the lesson that they need to learn, or something is missing. Okay. If someone fails repeatedly at a particular thing, there's probably a reason. And I feel like we should actually try to know what the reason is rather than seeing the person as a failure, rather than condemning them. Okay. It's not right, and it's not something that should be encouraged in our society. Try as many things as you can. It's even better that you try 10 things and you fail at 7 of them than for you to only even try 3 things. Okay. It's like, if when we talk about, finding purpose, how do you find your purpose? It's in the things that you try. Okay. How do you know that, okay, this is, this is my destiny, this is my calling? It's when you involve yourself in different things, then you realize that, okay, maybe I like this one more, or I'm more talented in this case, in this particular one. Okay, I have more talent here. I can do this one better. That's when you know that, okay, yes, I should this is what I should stick with. But nobody starts out knowing that, this is what they're great at, unless you try. Okay. And if you're trying something new, there's a 50% chance that you might fail at it. Okay. So failing at something, it's not the problem as far as I'm concerned. Okay. If you fail at something, then it's left for you to do your analysis. Why did I fail at this thing? What did I do wrong? Okay, did I do it at the wrong time, or did I just do it wrong, or do I not have enough knowledge about this particular thing? Okay. So, and this is what we should be looking at when we try certain things and we fail at them, right? So failing in itself is not the issue. I think it's even worse when we don't bother trying at all, because we are ashamed, because we are scared of failing. It's like, before you try something, the best that you can do for yourself is to try to do your research, is to try to have as much knowledge as you can have on that particular topic. But the truth of the matter is that no matter how much research you do, no matter how you try to, have so much knowledge about a particular thing, unless you experience that thing for yourself, there is no amount of knowledge you have that will replicate having the experience by yourself. There's something that they say experience is the best teacher, and it's 100% accurate. Okay, because nothing can teach you as much as you haven't experienced that thing for yourself. But the only thing that you can do for yourself as, a shield, is to have as much knowledge as you can in that field, in that topic, on that skill, so that you can use the knowledge that you have and apply it when you practice that thing. But doing research for, like, even if you do research for 10 years before you start, that is not going to prevent you failing, right? Because failure is actually relative. If you start something and you fail, there's so many factors to consider, like, your environment. Okay, when you do your research about the certain things, you may not factor your environment. And don't forget unforeseen circumstances. I tell people all the time, like, when you make plans, you cannot plan unforeseen circumstances into your plans. That's actually what destroys many people. Whatever they plan, their goals, their visions. Okay, unforeseen circumstances, because unforeseen circumstances, you cannot foresee what is going to happen that day or that month, because so many other human beings have a role to play. Okay, you can be here making your plans, someone else is somewhere making their own plans, and at the end of the day, both of your plans end up clashing with each other. Okay, that's an unforeseen circumstance. Okay, probably you factored something into the day and it ends up raining that day. Okay, or you are heading somewhere and you say, okay, I'm going to get to that place in 30 minutes, right? But there's traffic. Okay, for some funny reason there's traffic, or there's an accident on the road that slows down things. Okay, that's an unforeseen circumstance. Okay, for example, you want to make a transfer or you want to buy something, and then there's a network delay and you cannot buy that thing that you want to buy. That's an unforeseen circumstances. So when we make plans, when we do research before we do certain things, unforeseen circumstances play a huge role. Okay, which is why whatever you're doing, like whatever you want to do or whatever you've started doing, whatever you are involving yourself in, please pray. Okay, pray. Like, nothing in this world can replace the place of prayer. I strongly believe that whatever manifests in the physical, has already started to manifest in the spiritual already. So when you pray and you settle things spiritually, okay, then things will flow better in the physical, right? So prayer is 100% very, very important. Prayer is so very necessary. Don't forget to pray, okay? Any day, anytime, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to involve yourself in, please pray, okay? Because you can be doing your best, like you can be putting in your best effort, but you have no idea what other human beings are planning. You have no idea what organizations are planning. You really have no idea what is going on. Like as human beings, sometimes I think about it that our knowledge is very, very limited. You only know what's happening around you. You only know yourself or what's happening in your house or the particular place that you went that day. But you don't know what's happening in the other 1,000 places that could have probably affect you, which is why I need to talk to God, because God sees everything, God knows everything, God hears everything, okay? And whatever He has heard that is valuable to you, He will definitely let you know. And then again, whatever you're doing, don't forget to listen to your instincts. I feel like like some people ignore their instincts, okay? Your instincts, your consciousness most likely will never fail you as long as you are in tune with yourself. So if you feel like, let me not do this thing at this particular time, it is so very important to listen to what your mind is saying. It is important to listen to your body language. How is your body feeling, okay? How you feeling. Even if you want to step out that day, there's a way you'll be feeling, and you feel like, okay, let me not go out this day. So it's very, very important to listen to your instincts, to listen to your consciousness, to listen to your mind, okay? As much as life is physical, life is more spiritual than it is physical. The spiritual controls the physical. I strongly believe that, okay? And so you can plan as much as you can, but you cannot always plan, in the case of failure, because so many things influence what we do daily. Okay, failure can also come from unforeseen circumstances. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not always about you, okay? It's not that you don't know what you're doing, it's not like you were not prepared enough, it's not that you're not skilled or talented or you're not wise. Unforeseen circumstances can play a huge role in our day-to-day life, in us achieving our goals, in us achieving our visions, our what we want to do. So unforeseen circumstances is one of the reasons why we can't fail. It's not always about you. And yes, unforeseen circumstances can affect you twice in a row. So every failure is not always linked to your inability, okay, or your shortcomings, okay. Failure is not always about you, okay. Sometimes you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So you failed at something does not mean that you're a terrible person, or doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Sometimes certain unseeable forces are just conniving to bring down whatever it is that you plan to do, okay. So you failed once, you failed twice, you failed three times, should not stop you from trying again. What I always tell people is that the day you stop growing is the day you start dying, okay? Even if you stop growing and you are stagnant, you can only be stagnant for a while before you start to, before you start to like go lower, or what's that word? There's progressive and there's, okay, it's like you're not progressing, you're not succeeding, so you're going lower. That's what I'm trying to say. You can only be stagnant for a period of time before you start, reducing. Yeah, so that's when you actually start failing, when you stop trying. So failure is not when you try and you don't succeed. Failure is when you don't even try at all, because if you try, there's a 50% chance you would succeed, there's a 50% chance you would fail. But if you don't try at all, there's 100% chance that you are going to fail. Yeah, so that's it. So there are certain things that we can try in life. In life, I really feel like life is about the experience. Life is about the adventures, okay? It's about the experience that you have along the way. It's not a destination, okay. Life is not the destination that you're headed to, or where you want to stop, or your final bus stop. Life is about waking up every day and experiencing as much as you can. Life is about making every day count, okay. That's what life is all about. So it's okay to try as many things as you can. It's okay to fail at things, okay. You can try 10 things and fail at all 10 of them. It's fine. And I feel like we need to leave shame behind, okay. There's no shame in trying something and then failing at it. There's no shame in that at all, okay. In fact, I think it's in our mind, okay. Failure is sometimes our mindset. I mean, shame is sometimes our mindset, okay. Like if something embarrassing happens, shame is relative to you. Okay, something embarrassing happens and I decide not to feel any way about that thing, then it's not a shameful thing. Okay, it's only shameful if you choose to be ashamed of it. How about that? I've seen some certain people that something happens, like the same thing can happen to two people and they will react in two different ways. Remember that it's only shameful if you decide to be ashamed of it. But if you decide not to be ashamed, then it's not a shameful experience. It's not a shameful occurrences. Okay, there are some people that they cannot be embarrassed. They can never be embarrassed. If it happened, it happened, and they don't have to feel any type of way about what happened because it's not their fault. Embarrassing things happens to everybody. Okay, what matters is how you react to it. That's what really matters. So I think we should try as many things as we can, and we should learn not to feel ashamed. Okay, in fact, try what's the big deal about trying new things? The worst that will happen is that you fail at it, and if you fail at it, so what? You move on to the next thing. Which is why if you're doing things and you're taking risk, I think we should at the beginning point we should limit, the kind of commitments that we make, financial commitments, and emotional commitment, physical commitments. You can try different things, but you should know at what limit do you commit, like at what point do you commit yourself entirely. Okay, so god, I'm so tired. I'm like so exhausted. Honestly, I'm really exhausted. I need like 24 hours of sleep, but I'm not a quitter and I'm not the type to like give up on certain things that I do. So I tend to like keep going and keep going and keep going, even when I should like take a break. But I always know and I always believe that eventually all of my hard work will pay off. So I just have to keep going. Jesus Lord. So in my next slide, I think I want to talk about consistency. Okay, in the next I will try to talk about consistency because when we say consistency, sometimes we think consistency is being as loud as possible, going fast. Okay, consistency is not going fast. Okay, it's not going at 1,000 miles a minute for one day, and then the next day you go 500 miles in 3 hours. Okay, that's not what consistency is. Consistency is not moving fast and loud and then stopping. Then you show up for one day and then you don't show up for the next 4 days, or you don't show up for the next 4 months. That's not consistency. Okay, consistency is showing up as often as you can, in a frequent manner. Okay, I hope I'm explaining this properly. But consistency is if you show up today for 3 hours, you can show up tomorrow for an hour, then you show up the day after that for 3 hours. Then the next day you probably might not show up, but the next day after that you show up again for another 3 hours. That's consistency. Okay, that rate is better than you showing up for 10 hours in one day and then not showing up for the rest of the week. Okay. So yeah, thanks so much for joining this live. I hope that you have been able to get something meaningful, something life changing from this live, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.